Thank you very much for staying with TV3. This is NewDay, and right about now we are going to be talking education. And I've been joined by some executives of the SOS Children's Village, and they are here to talk education and how we can sustain a number of projects that they are undertaking, and also looking into the future, how we can ensure that future generation can benefit from some of the decisions that are being taken today. I've been joined in studio by Idris Sarah Asiedu, fundraising manager, SOS Children's Village, and then also Seth Ampofo, national education advisor. He is also with the SOS Ghana. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
And thank you very much for joining us in studio to talk education. There is what you call quality education for a sustainable future. First of all, help us understand this theme and what has gone into the decision for this theme.
Thank you. First of all, let me thank you very much for this privilege and a rare opportunity, and also to thank your viewers for also doing the listening. I would like to start by saying a little bit about SOS Children's Villages. It's an organization, an NGO that was set up in 1949, international, and in Ghana in 1974. And since then, we have continued to provide quality of life for a lot of hundreds of children. And because of this service that we provide, we have extended the service, what we call the family-based care. That is the children we have within our facilities, and then what we call the family strengthening program, and for short the FSP, that is targeted at many more children, and I'm talking about 5,000 children and more who live with their natural families and still access this quality care. But for the purpose of this media campaign, we are zeroing in on quality education for a sustainable future.
Okay.
And to answer your question, we are saying that education is the key to any good society, and of course a very solid future. And so for the less privileged child, which we work with, or we provide support to also access this kind of quality of life, in other words, quality future, and be able to sustain that, we need to do something now.
So
and that's
what
why
would the definition of a quality future be? Maybe you want to come here.
When we say quality education, we are simply talking about the kind of education that will enable a person to identify his or her God-given talent, harness it, develop it, so that he will become useful to himself, to the society, and to the world at large. It's not only about finishing university or going through the tertiary institution. That's not what we are talking about. At the end of the day, there are a lot of people on the street who have completed university, but the kind of education they receive is not making them useful. It's not helping the society from where they come from, and the world is not getting any benefit from such people. We are talking about where the kind of education you receive will make...
Now, is it targeted at specific children?
Yes. We are concerned about the vulnerable children in Ghana. And with vulnerable, I mean the orphaned, the destitute, and then the abandoned child. And they have rights to education. So why can't we provide them with these rights, unearth their potentials? And so at SOS Ghana, we are committed to target these people. And like I said, there are those that come into our facilities, and there are those who are at risk of parental care. And that's those they live with their natural families within their deprived communities.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's a target number of children you are looking at working with, isn't it?
Sure. Currently, the funded project, there's a Netherlands project, has targeted 20,000 public school children.
Okay.
Yes. And we are saying, yes, it's fine, but when the project ends, what happens? Because the Ghanaian child, the numbers are more than that. And so we want to sustain what this project has initiated. And that's why we want to reach out to as many corporate institutions, institution of learning, and all meaningful Ghanaians to buy into this concept. So we can sustain this and reach out to the less privileged child.
You mentioned public schools with some specificity, and I'll bring you in here, Seth. Clearly, there should be a criteria in selecting or choosing who can fall under this category you're working with. What goes into that?
Yeah, thank you. What we do is that we know there are stakeholders within the community. So we work directly with the stakeholders in the community, the chiefs, the assemblymen, the CBOs, community-based organizations who have lived in the community with the people. And they appreciate the people, those who actually require support. So they will be in a better position to help us select those families and the individuals who are in dire need of support. What I will add to my colleagues' statement is that we as SOS, we believe that people have lost parental care, and those are in our target group. And those who are at the risk of losing parental care are the ones we are also targeting. Then those who have been abandoned for one reason or the other, we are also targeting these children, so that at the end of the day, we will give hope and life to these people. We will give them quality education that will make them functional in life.
Okay. In conclusion, yes.
Yes, just to chip in a little. We are looking, these 20,000 public school children are identified in 7 districts. And they are Ashaiman, Bonkatamanso, Ningo Prampram, Choko, Ablekuma South Metro, East Akim Municipal, Begro, Fantiakwa districts, and Asokore Mampo. These locations are where we have our projects running. So as much as possible, this campaign is targeted at extending this services to as many communities as possible, where the less privileged child can also access this.
I was about saying that it sounded like there's a concentration in Accra, Greater Accra region, but then you mentioned about 2 or 3 other places elsewhere. Are we looking at making it nationwide, briefly?
Well, it all depends on the supports. SOS is already committed. And so once the support system is there, once the corporate organization also buy into this concept, as well as individuals, the chiefs, Nananom and everyone, we are good to go. And we believe that all less privileged children in Ghana would access this kind of education.
Quality education. All right. Thank you very much, Madam Idris Sarah Asiedu, fundraising manager, SOS Children Village, and then also Seth Ampofo. He is the National Educational Advisor with SOS Ghana. Thank you very much, the two of you, and wish you well in your endeavor. This is New Day.